But if you call right now, we will throw in absolutely free more chests. Call 1-800-GIVE-ME. All right, we're going to try and run through this quick. We all know how that goes when I say it's going to be quick. But if you did not see Minecraft Live and see the announced features upcoming for 120, first of all, we only got announced a few of the features. They said there's more coming, so we'll see. But second of all, we got announced that bamboo is now going to have wood types. So we can turn bamboo into bamboo planks, which is actually not a bad recipe. It's only a 2x2. And then those bamboo planks, they can make our normal wood recipes. So things like chests, note blocks, pistons, crafting tables, all those things, they can be used like a normal wood in the recipes. Plus, they have the, the slab, the stair, fences, trapdoor variants. And the nice thing about that is bamboo can be farmed really easily with 0 player input. Now, back in the day, our only option for wood was farming your normal trees that grow from saplings. This kind of sucked for farm designs because it meant that you had to have a player placing the saplings. There were no options to grow those without having a player place the sapling. And then 1.16 came along and gave us the nether tree farm setups, but those got real complicated real quick. Then 1.17 came, we got the azalea, which that could also be chunk loaded because it could be bone meal based. But those also got complicated with a little low output because these These trows really weird. These trees grow really weird. Oh my gosh. So these mostly get used for things like when you need an actual dirt farm because this can create dirt out of it. They're not really used for the tree farming portion of it. But now it's real easy to have bamboo break without having a player input by just setting off a piston on it and then collecting the drops. Now, with 4 bamboo being required for 1 plank, that means that the equivalent to 1 log in planks created from bamboo would actually be 20 bamboo. And while that's not great, these designs are completely AFK. So these are just some things I threw together real quick just to test out the crafting wood with the snapshot. And so what we have here is we have this one is just a bunch of rows with pistons. They get set off by those hopper minecart coming by. And then this is a hopper minecart breaker that uses none of the amethyst or the wither skeleton skull. So this was designed by Inspector Talon that Glotz made some modifications to and shared with me. And this is really nice for its use case. If you have access to those things, this can't be tiled the same way that the others can, but by all means, this one works because this is a 0 nether material, 0 silk touch material design. And the idea being you can build this in the early game. It doesn't need to be glass. I just showed that so we can see what's going on in there. But you could build this early game because there's not that many materials involved. And then all you do is you just sit a player there. There's no player input. There's no bone meal input. There's no farm input. You go off, you take a nap, you eat some lunch, you take a vacation to Wyoming. I don't know, whatever you want to do. You come back. And this is about 5,100 bamboo per hour. Just with this design, you could make these even bigger and get more out of that. But basically, this was, again, just a concept idea. And so you come back, and that's about 1,200 planks an hour. Now, let's say you don't want to have any player input. This is a design that would actually use a bone meal farm. So I didn't throw it in there because there's so many bone meal farm designs out there. I personally prefer El Mango's bone meal farm design, but that is not even close to no other materials. You need a bunch of quartz and stuff like that. So, but all this is basically it's just a 4-game tick clock using a torch burnout clock. And actually, we have it on the back there because redstone order got weird, but whatever. Basically, I'm going to turn that off so we can hear each other. Hear each other? What? So I can hear myself. But basically, just kind of ran a hopper minecart up to there because it's mud. It's actually through the block, and then it just goes into the 2 hoppers. So this would be 18,000 per hour if you can supply it with 18,000 bone meal per hour, which would be the equivalent of about 4,500 planks. And so that's the equivalent of about 1,100 logs per hour. And there are definitely tree farms that get you more than that. In fact, there are some easy tree farms out there that can get you like 10,000 logs per hour. So this is not about speed, because if you want to have that, definitely get yourself like a universal tree farm going. But the idea being is early game, this is nothing on the materials list, and it requires no player input. So this one you do have to have a player nearby because the bamboo is growing by random tick. But this one is growing off of bone meal, so this can be in your spawn chunks in the single player world and running while you go off and do something else that you're preparing for. This could be chunk loaded on your server in the early game. There are a bunch of easy chunk loaders out there, but I mean, obviously they require access to the nether. So, and I know for a fact there are tons of bamboo farm designs out there that aren't going to use more advanced materials. And so for that reason, I don't think there's going to be a world download here because first of all, the way that the snapshots work now is it's technically a 119 snapshot, and the 120 features are a data pack. It's freaking weird. But you can just see this is just a concept video, and I'm just excited for the idea of having a nice, easy way to farm wood because honestly, the azalea setups got more complicated than the regular trees anyway. So that's gonna be it for this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, and no one cares about camels. Okay, bye.